Nintendo has taken a new turn with its upcoming gaming hardware called the Nintendo Switch, and it's an interesting one. The Switch is a portable gaming device, but it's also a home console. It has a kickstand. The console mashes together decades of Nintendo's hardware and software DNA into one seemingly versatile machine. The Switch is impressive, but due to its hybrid design, it has limits that make it clear Nintendo isn't concerned about pursuing graphical parity with its competitors. And yet, the idea at its core stands out because it's so unique. The Switch is a gaming system that lets you take serious console games like Zelda and Mario Kart wherever you are. Let's take a closer look at the Switch and its versatile Joy-Con controller. Right out of the box, the Nintendo Switch could be considered one of the most sophisticated portable gaming devices, and it's hard not to be impressed by how surprisingly thin the device is the moment you pick it up. The portable looks sleek and displays vibrant graphics on a 6.2-inch 720p multi-touch screen. High-quality games like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe look good on it, and you won't find games like them on a smart device. The Switch is a considerable jump from the 3DS's low 240p resolution screen, or even the Vita's clean 544p OLED screen. But the 1080p output to your TV is a step below the hyper-detailed 4K resolution that Sony, Microsoft, and the PC market are currently chasing. However underpowered the Switch may appear to some, NVIDIA's Tegra chipset gets the job done, and the games we saw so far ran well. The system uses game cards to quickly load software, an ideal feature for anyone using it as a handheld gaming device. This all sounds great for the Switch, but the system has some tough limits for a portable. Its meager 32GB of onboard storage isn't a deal breaker if you're opting to buy game cards, but you have to pay extra to expand it via microSD or microSDXC cards if you want to buy more than a few digital games. The other worry for Switch is battery life, which will range from 2.5 to 6 hours depending on the game. Nintendo has said Zelda Breath of the Wild will run for 3 hours before you need a charge. That's admirable relative to performance standards, but that isn't a whole lot of time. Dropping the system into a dock allows the Switch to function more like a home console. And this is where everything about the system gets more interesting, since you can slide off these controllers at the sides, called Joy-Con, and use them in a bunch of ways to keep playing your games on a TV. The Joy-Con are a major part of the Switch's modular design, and they have a lot of neat tech packed in. The Joy-Con use motion sensors to detect movement for wacky games like 1-2 Switch. Another new feature, called HD Rumble, can simulate vibrations so you feel an object sliding around in the palm of your hand. The Joy-Con R has an NFC reader that can scan Amiibo or even Skylanders, so you can use them wherever you are. Lastly, the right Joy-Con has an IR sensor that detects distance from another object, or even shapes you make with your hand. Both Joy-Con L and R feel almost invisible when you hold onto them. Outside of the tiny face buttons, the analog sticks, digital triggers, and shoulder buttons feel solid and well made. The Joy-Con are surprisingly comfortable and versatile in the hand too, and attaching and detaching them from the console is satisfying to the point that it's almost addictive. Nintendo told us a Joy-Con can last for up to 20 hours on one charge. You can use them individually or slide them into the Joy-Con grip, an accessory included in the box that unfortunately does not charge them back up. For that, you need an additional $30 accessory, or you can reattach the Joy-Con to the console. Still, the Joy-Con double as individual controllers too. If you're going to play using one, I recommend slapping on the Joy-Con strap included in the box. It makes the smaller controller much easier to use. Then you and a friend can jump into wacky games like Snipper Clips to start solving puzzles together. The Switch is a cool piece of hardware that demos well, but Nintendo has more questions to answer, most of them pertaining to the system's online infrastructure. Nintendo says it will have a free online service around launch, but it has to explain what you get when the service starts charging a fee in the fall. Nintendo also needs to show us why the Switch needed a touchscreen. We fiddled with it during a Skylanders Imaginators demo, but we're curious what else the company plans to use it for. The cost of the hardware is $299 in the US, which is high compared to the current prices of the more powerful PS4 and Xbox One consoles. But still, the Switch seems effective, or at least it was in the environment that Nintendo showed it to us in. It's a solid device for playing games at home or on a smaller screen. We can't wait to get our hands on one to try it out in the real world. For everything Nintendo Switch, you are already in the right place at IGN.